What's up everybody, Aditya Mahajan here and welcome back to yet another YouTube video. In today's video, we'll be solving a lead code question number 1302 called as deepest leaf sums. It has also been asked in day 11 of April lead coding challenge. So let's get started. Given the root of a binary tree, return the sum of the values of its deepest leaves. So they have not really mentioned what deepest leaves means, but if we look at the examples, so if we take for an example, first example, we have the following tree and the output is 15 expected. So if we sum 7 and 8 right here, which are at the bottommost, then we get the sum 15. And also if we take a look at the second example, in this case, the correct output is 19, and if we sum up 9 plus 1 plus 4 plus 5, which gives 10 plus 4 14 plus 5 19, which is our expected output. So what it's basically saying is we have to find the deepest leaves, and deepest leaf means the nodes which are at the bottommost level. So for example, here 7 and 8 would be the deepest leaves, whereas in a second example 9 1 4 and 5 would be deepest leaves. And one thing to note here is that the 5 node in the first example would not be considered as deepest leaf, and in the second example the 1 would also not be considered as deepest leaf. So the first thing that comes up in our mind by looking at this question is, why don't we iterate the tree and get all the leaf nodes and then get it sum? What's wrong with that? So for example, if we could put a iterate, we could iterate the tree and put a check like if any particular node has its left and right child as null, then it would be a leaf node first thing, and whenever we get a leaf node, we'll just add it to a sum variable and return that variable. But what's problem in that? So let us look at it. So if we go by that approach, we will have 7 8, but in this case we will also have one more element, that is 5, because in this case too we have left and right child as null, but this wouldn't be a correct node which would come into the conditions that are given. So the second thing that we can do is do a level order traversal with the help of breadth first search. So what I mean exactly by level order traversal is, if we look at the tree, the following tree, it would have various levels. So this is the first level, this is the second level, this is the third level, and this is the fourth level. Sorry for my handwriting because I'm doing it with the help of my mouse. So in multiple levels, we will iterate with the help of a queue, which is basically a simple breadth first search technique. So for example, think of it as a queue, and we will initially add just the root element, that is for example 1 in this case, and we will iterate till our queue is empty. So we'll go to the first element, we'll just pop it off and then put its left and right childs into the queue. So we will have 2 and 3, and then iterate again. In next loop 2, we will iterate till the queue is empty. So now what we have is element 2 and element 3. So we will first pop off 2 and put its left and right child, that is 4 and 5, and then we go move on to the next element, that is 3, pop it off and then put its left and right child. We have nothing on its left, so we just go ahead and put its right child as 6. So we keep on doing this until we have an empty queue, and once we are done with that, at every level we will keep on adding it. In every iteration we'll keep on adding the sum to a particular variable, and when we end, we will basically have that variable as the sum of the last level. So this will make a lot more sense once we start coding. So let me go back to my browser, and so we are given basically a root as the parameter of which is the tree, and we need to return an int. So we'll basically doing an BFS. Okay, so the first thing that we'll require in a BFS is a queue. So let's just use a queue, QUE, and the thing that it would contain is a tree node pointer, and let's name it as QU. And the first thing that we need to do is push our root node or root element into the queue. So we'll do QU dot push and we'll pass in the root. So now what we need to do is we need to take a variable which would basically store the sum of the current level. So we'll just take an int and not itn, take an int and let's say level sum and make it to 0. So now what we need to do is we need to iterate with the help of a while loop, and we'll iterate till our queue is empty. And once the queue is empty, we'll just break out of this loop. Let's just and every time we iterate any level, we need to make this level sum, which is the variable that would contain our answer, to 0. Okay, so basically what we are doing here is we are basically getting the sum into this variable. At the each iteration will traverse a single level of a tree. Okay, so for example, initially we will have the first level as 1, second level would contain 2 and 3, third level will contain 4, 5 and 6, and so on. So next what we need to do is we need to take the current size, so that we exactly know for how much elements we need to iterate in this loop. So let us take int current size, which is equal to q dot size, so that we do not go out of the loop. So number of elements that are present in the current level, and then we do a for loop for int I equals to 0, I less than current size, and then we increment that. Now in this for loop, what we are doing basically is we'll take the first element of the queue that we did right here. We will take the first element, and then after the first element we'll just pop it off and put its left and the right side into the queue again. So we'll first take the current node. So we'll just say tree node pointer. We'll say current current underscore node, which would be q dot front, so that we get the front element, and we'll just pop that element because we have traversed it. Now we need to also add the sum, the current node's value into the sum variable. So we'll do level underscore sum plus equal to current node value, current underscore node of val. Okay, so now once that is done, the only thing that we are left with is putting the left and the right side inside. So what we need to do is we just do a initial check so that our current nodes left and right child exist. If they do not exist, we do not need to add, but if they exist, we need to add it into the queue back again. So we'll do current underscore node of left is not equal to null, and then do q dot push current node of left, current underscore node of left. Okay, and similar thing we need to do it with the right child too. So we'll just copy and paste. We'll do current node of right and just do check if it's null, and if it's not null, in that case we'll just push it back into the queue. So now we are almost done. Now what we just need to do is we just need to put this level sum, not exactly put, we just need to return the level sum, because once we exit out of the loop, we are already having the sum of the last level into that variable, and we just return it back, return level underscore sum, and that's it. To summarize, what we are basically doing here is we are making a queue. What is this, man? Queue, cannot even pronounce that. Okay, so we are basically taking a queue which would basically have tree node pointers in it. We are initially pushing the root element into the queue, creating a variable that would contain the sum of a current level. At every level we are making it to 0, and in the loop we are iterating till the queue is empty. We are making the variable 0. We are getting the size of what is the exactly current size of the queue, and then applying a for loop for the current size, and then for each element in the queue we are basically taking its top element or the front element and popping it off, and we are adding that current element's value into our variable, so that we get at the end of the level we get the sum of its level. And then we are doing the left and the right checks if the childs are present or not. If they are present, then we are pushing it back into the queue, and once that is done we are returning the level sum. So let's just run the code and see if it works. Okay, and we are getting 15 and 9 as output, and the expected are same, so it is right. So we'll just submit it and see if it passes all the test cases and corner cases. And yeah, it is faster than 60% and less than 13% of memory usage. If I run it more, it might even give me a faster time. Yeah, now it's giving me faster than 82% and less than 25% of C++ online submission. So yeah, that's it for this video, guys. If you like the video, do hit the like button. If you need more such content and LeetCode questions, do subscribe. And that's all. See you in the next video. Bye bye.